Hi guys, it's me, Liz Lovejoy, and I've been wanting to make this video for a while now, but I've wanted it to be perfect, so I've hesitated to make it, but I'm making it today. So this video is about stupid things that people ask sex workers. So let's just jump right in. Here is the first thing that I get asked sometimes. And I think this is probably the most offensive question out of the whole list. It is, was I sexually abused? And did that make me become a sex worker? The answer is no. I was not sexually abused, ever. I've actually never been sexually assaulted or anything like that in my life so far. So that's really good. I don't necessarily think that that would be the answer for all or most sex workers. And so this question is offensive for a number of reasons. Like, if I was sexually abused, don't you think that that would be a really awkward thing to bring up? Was I sexually abused? And then what if I started telling the story of the sexual abuse? And then people ask this during an appointment. That's such a bad time to ask a question like that. And then the next question that people ask that I think is really stupid is, do I feel safe doing sex work? And the answer to that is yes. At this point in my career, I feel very safe. I screen my clients, I mostly see people that I know, and I find that even if I don't screen them, I guess I'm just being in the industry so long, I'm good at picking up on who would be a good client and who wouldn't be. So yes, I do feel very safe. But even if I didn't, again, does that somehow take away from my ability to work or something? I don't know. Somebody asked me this right after somebody had broken into my house. I don't know if it was because I was a sex worker or if they were just a bad person randomly breaking into people's houses. And I felt like that was a very loaded question. How could I feel safe after a home invasion, at all, doing anything? And if I worked at a gas station and somebody came in the gas station and tried to rob the gas station, I don't think I would feel safe at work if that happened. But that doesn't necessarily mean I have to quit my job and do all this kind of stuff. So I feel that's just a very loaded question. Also, people sometimes ask, what else do I do? Or if this is my real job. And sex work is work. This is a real job. Even if I did something else, it would still be my real job because it is a real job. So, what else do I do? I'm also a ManyVids model and I'm an adult content creator. So, I make adult videos. And also, I guess that's about it. Do I enjoy having sex with customers? Again, that's a difficult question because it depends on the situation. I would say I never hate having sex with customers, But I would obviously say sometimes I'm more into it than other times. Like, sometimes it is just work, and I'm thinking, like, I'm hungry, I want to eat dinner, like, I didn't have time to eat dinner before this appointment. Like, can this person please just, like, hurry up and leave? And then sometimes I'm like really having a good time during the appointment. I'm really having fun, like being with the person and enjoying their company. So it really depends, like if I'm gonna enjoy having sex with the customer or not. And then I also get like people will be like, "Ooh, you must like love sex. You must be a nymphomaniac," or that type of thing. No, I would have to say, like, I've been a sex worker for a long time, and, like, my sex drive has changed, like, over that time, I think, as most people's do. So, there's been times that I've been, like, really into sex. I want to have sex, like, all the time, and then there's times when, like, my sex drive hasn't been as high, and like I'm not wanting to have sex as much. But I don't think I've ever been like a sex addict, like nymphomaniac or that type of thing. And I don't think that most sex workers are. I think a lot of them are just doing their job and want to make an income and are comfortable with themselves and their body enough to do this type of work. Another question I get that I think is really inappropriate is how many people have I slept with? I'm not going to answer it because I don't think it's anyone's business. I'm going to say the number is really high. Like, I'm sure it's more people than you have slept with unless you are also a sex worker. But yeah, like... it's just really nosy. And then like I feel like there's the assumption that I've slept with a lot of people because I'm a sex worker. Like not necessarily. Like a lot of sex workers don't provide full service, or they don't provide certain like sexual activities, so they might not have had sex with that many people actually. Or again, if somebody is like a sex worker and they're a cam girl or a stripper or something, I feel like people like that also kind of get those like questions like, are they a nymphomaniac or something? And then another question I get that is really stupid is, you don't have any STDs, right? Like right as we are about to begin the appointment. If I had an STD and I knew about it, like think about it for a minute, and we have already gotten to the point where we are about to do an appointment, have sexual contact, I haven't told you, and I know I have an STD, do you really think that you asking me if I have an STD right then, I'm going to be like, oh yeah, you know what, I do, you caught me, I have an STD, do you still want to do this? No. First of all, I get myself tested and I use protection. I think that I'm a lot more crazy about using protection than your average person probably is, because catching an STD like would not only be a problem in my personal life, but it would be a problem with my livelihood. Like, it could ruin my career, and that's not something that I want to have happen. Like, a lot of people would be really mad if I gave them an STD. So I'm very careful about that. And then another thing is like people not wanting to use protection, and they'll say like, oh, well, we don't have to use protection because you don't have an STD. Duh. Like, that's why I don't have one, because I always use protection. So, definitely want to make that clear that the best way to not get an STD is to use protection. I use condoms. I've actually never had an STD in the 7+ years that I've been a sex worker. So that is confirmation to me that condoms really do prevent STDs. Although I like to think that maybe I just haven't had sex with anyone that has an STD. So thank you for listening to my stupid questions that people ask sex workers, and I hope you enjoyed the video.